Right, so it is still not clear whether or not Mallikarjun Kharge will be meeting Sonia Gandhi or not, because Samia getting those details for us, but he could be the possible dark horse or the possible alternate, because now with Gehlot out of the race, would it be Mallikarjun Kharge versus Shashi Tharoor? Will it also be Digvijay Singh in the fray or not, because he took the papers yesterday, Samia, but it is interesting to see that if Digvijay Singh, if Mallikarjun Kharge files his nomination, Digvijay Singh will be out of the race.
Oh, well, that is entirely Digvijay Singh's prerogative. Digvijay Singh from the very beginning has been making it clear that he's under no duress to come forward and file for the nomination. He's doing it in absolutely his own accord, that he decided to come and take 10 nomination papers. If he decides to come and file for the nomination, or he decides to withdraw, seeing another leader who he feels is a better competent contender than him, then of course he will have the option of withdrawing his nomination by 8th October. But until then, we are definitely going to be saying that Digvijay Singh and Shashi Tharoor are the two foremost contenders for the post of the Congress president, who have decided to take the nomination papers already and make it very clear that they intend to go ahead and file for the Congress president's election. But will there be a third entry? And that is something that we are heavily reporting over here, is because our sources are telling us that there will be a wildcard entry, there will be a senior leader who will get into the fray, and that in all likelihood is Mallikarjun Kharge. And we are looking at a scenario where the Congress High Command's residence is going to shift from 10 Janpads to 10 Rajaji Marg, which is essentially the residence of the Rajya Sabha LOP Mallikarjun Kharge. But we are yet to receive any confirmation on that front. Mallikarjun Kharge hasn't spoken to the media in this regard. He's keeping his cards close to his chest. But we have to see his body of work, his years of experience, his spotless character in politics, and the fact that he's been loyal foot soldier of the Congress party and close to the Gandhis. These are the areas that on which he definitely qualifies, because he's also, as an LOP, established a good equation with leader of the opposition, because if he decides to be the Congress party president, he has to have good rapport with opposition leaders as well. So a lot of aspects are playing in favor of Mallikarjun Kharge, and he's also a leader who establishes good rapport, good relations with Congress party leaders from across the spectrum.
But Samia, we want to highlight that part once again, as you mentioned about the G23 leaders as well. What is also being said that they have to rethink and recalibrate exactly the move when it comes to Mallikarjun Kharge, because he could be also the one. Does he also share kind of a good rapport when it comes to the other Congress party leaders, the G23 group as you've been calling it? Because at this point, their only candidate from their side seems to be Shashi Tharoor.
No, I'd like to correct you on that one. Shashi Tharoor is not a candidate representing G23. Shashi Tharoor has made that clear as well, that he is getting into this electoral fray absolutely in his own accord. These leaders are going to wait and see, because they do not have any issues with Mallikarjun Kharge as such. But they feel that will Mallikarjun Kharge, becoming the Congress president, still hold the one party, one person post? So we will have to reassess. It could be Manish Tiwari for that matter, if they decide to send their representative forward to contest for the elections.
All right, so what we're learning is that another meeting is going to take place as far as G23 leaders are concerned. But on the other hand, the Congress president fight may see a full for now. But what about Rajasthan? Now today, the Gehlot camp carried out another surgical strike on the team pilot. They released a CCTV video and claimed that Sachin Pilot loyalists were covertly hobnobbing with the BJP. Now remember, members of the Gehlot camp have currently been issued a show cause notice by the central leadership for breaching party discipline. Now, will Gehlot's retreat end that battle?
Well, that has already happened. Let me straight away go across to Shehzad Poonawala with us on the broadcast as well. Shehzad, lots playing out here, especially when it comes to the party's G23 section. There is also the entry of Mallikarjun Kharge. Is it the bonhomie that you see what's happening within the Congress party? Because Ashok Gehlot is out of the race for now.
You see, this is not an internal election, it's a rigged process, and therefore Mr. Gehlot, who was tipped to become the president until last week, suddenly after his Bewafai in Jaipur has been thrown out of the race. Now, the names that are being peddled, including Mr. Kharge, for your information, Mr. Kharge is also the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha. So how come two persons, one post? Will he be asked to step down? And the only common thing between all the potential candidates, Mr. Tharoor, Mr. Digvijay Singh and Mr. Kharge, their deep-seated hatred in the name of vote bank politics for Hindus. I mean, look at the track record of Mr. Digvijay Singh. He came up with the Hindu terror theory. Mr. Shashi Tharoor with Hindu Pakistan, and Mr. Kharge's controversial remarks in Lok Sabha. So, this is the only prerequisite that they can find in all the candidates. And it is not a election, it is a selection of the favorite Darbari or the next remote control of the Congress party.
But also, Shahzad, now as far as Congress is concerned, of course, they are also somewhat in a damage control mode, and also they cannot they're not perhaps in the position to handle any losses considering the fissures that have been emerging within the party. Now, with these elections coming in, and also as you just mentioned, questions are being raised if these elections are free and fair. Do you think it is going to bridge those gaps which the Congress is currently facing within the party also?
Just a cosmetic exercise of making a coronation look like an election is not going to solve anything unless the Congress does structural changes. It has no neta, it has no niti, it functions like a parivarik firm, and it puts parivar above performance, it puts sycophancy and darbari culture above talent and merit. So unless those issues are resolved, I don't think that there's going to be any Janta Jodo. For now, they are only doing party Jodo somehow and trying to make somebody the president for this cosmetic exercise. But that is not going to solve anything that is deep-seated and wrong within the Congress party.
All right, Shahzad, thanks very much for joining in at this point. So that's the BJP point of view here, because they have been talking about how exactly it is not an election process that is happening rather than a coronation process. But right now, the top headline exactly being, when it comes to Congress party ka King Khan, that could be the entry of Mallikarjun Kharge as well. But if we also talk about the G23 section of the Congress leaders there, because what is being said that they too also will be meeting shortly in about 9:30 a.m. What is being gathered, the information through sources, because they will now have to recalibrate and rethink exactly when it comes to weighing their options, who could be the likely president of the Congress party, who could be leading that, because if Mallikarjun Kharge is all for one person, one post, and had also sought for Gehlot's resignation as CM on that account, exactly then how can Mallikarjun Kharge continue as the post of the LOP and the Congress president? Because in all likelihood there will be a situation of conflict of interest that will also arise here, similar in the case that happened with Ashok Gehlot in the state of Rajasthan as well, because Ashok Gehlot came out to give a media reaction saying that there was a situation that was erupting, that he wanted both the posts at the same kind. That is what is being said by his party supporters of Ashok Gehlot as well, saying that he continues to remain as the Chief Minister of Rajasthan and also be made as the Congress party president. Similar situation when it comes to conflict of interest also arises if Mallikarjun Kharge decides to file his nomination for the next Congress party president.